These all games are the best gacha games to play in 2025, with an English version making the game playable to enjoy the story, the combat mechanism, and how well the visual look. Our team wants to combine a gacha game that has a lower size and a higher one, so my subscriber will have an option to pick the best gacha RPG based on their phone specification. Remember to like this video and please enjoy and watch the full video of top 10 gacha games you must play in 2025, Android and iOS English version. Journey Renew Fate Fantasy. For my first list, I guarantee you will be attracted to the gameplay. Seriously, it has a nice storyline just like a Sun Wukong base. So our main character is a king of Wukong against the Lord of Erlang. At the beginning of the prologue, we will be shown with a high-level hero with a cool ultimate showcase. So all heroes will have 3 main active skills or debuff skill, and the last skill is an ultimate one. Seriously, it's pretty overpowered with its own special scenes. The gameplay is really simple, even though I didn't realize where the gauge meter is. It seems like we can unleash all of the skill freely at the start of our turn. Some hero with a higher status will be able to launch an assist attack and deal extra damage. The gacha rate is really good. We will have a chance to get on SSR tier level and SR hero, such a top, no pay to win gacha game RPG that you must play in 2025. But before you download the game, make sure you have some free space because in game we need to download about 3 GB in total. Journey Renew Fate Fantasy is my first recommendation for you to try. Rise of Eros Desire. Finally, this game has been released globally and I was surprised how they turned the game into way more polite. If we see from the alterations of the character design, the scenes, and how the story becomes way more casual. With all these changes, right now we can enjoy the entire storyline. This game is a gacha RPG based game with a turn-based system, making the game become way more interesting, especially when we have a chance to release the skill. We should be concerned and understand if the wave have a different number. As a player, we should try to manage the best skill until the last stage. The boss monster will appear in this area. Anyway, as a man, this game is pretty good to play. We'll find all female characters with a very good design at all, especially when we have a new skin, then I'm sure you are getting more interesting. Overall, it has a very good action with a fast-paced gameplay. Rise of Eros will give you SR hero for free, the best gacha game Android 2025. Battle Knight Cyberpunk RPG. This game is a hidden gem. I really love the concept that has a cyberpunk, which this concept is pretty rare to find now. It's been downloaded over 1 million players and got such a high score on the Play Store, which is 4.7 stars. The combat mechanism lets the player play it casually in idle combat. We don't have to tap any single button while in fighting. The hero will take their action automatically and unleash the ultimate skill when the gauge meter reaches the maximum point. It will recharge continuously when we successfully land some hits to the enemy. Remember to make a good preparation before we start the game, and also we can do so many things to increase the hero's strength by equipment, level, and forge the relic. We will have a ton of free high-quality hero by gacha system. Seriously, the game visual seems so interesting. The Battle Knight Cyberpunk RPG is the best gacha game 2025 for Android and iOS. Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. This game would be the best option for us to play a gacha game that has a rich action combat features. Just imagine we'll have a lot of things that we should focus on. The first one is the weakness attributes point by the enemy. It will grant you a dealing more power significantly. The second one is we can unleash the combination attack by launching the cooperative ultimate skill. It will make a multiple damage higher. Some bosses will have an extra shield that we need to break first. Keep hitting the boss with our powerful attack and it will break his barrier. This is the best moment for us to deal a true damage. The one thing that interests me is about the game perspective seems so different, especially when our hero will take some action. The point of view will be straight from behind. It's pretty unique though. This game will give a fair and balance of gacha rate. It will be the best game in gacha we can play in 2025. Starseed Asnia Trigger. There are some points that I will be concerned about the game. The game's visual seems quite blurry, even I have set the graphic into maximum. I know they want to make the game feel more smoother. by reducing the visual, but honestly I'm sure it can be enhanced more so it will look way sharper. In 2025, all game developers should try on making a balanced gender of male and female heroes, because not all players are enjoying the game with a female hero at all. I really hope it will have a male hero and get an update then, because I really enjoy the character design. The combat mechanism is we can set up into an auto or manual, especially for the skill option. All of the heroes will attack the enemies within the closest range. The ultimate skill will launch perfectly with a great animation in 3D. I really appreciate how Starseed Asnia trigger becomes no pay to win game by giving free SSR heroes from our first gacha. Stellar Traveler. If you are a free-to-play player, this game will be your first list you should try. I think there is no game gacha will give a free SSR hero for more than one in the beginning of the story. With this number, we can easily pass through the mission in the earlier game. Anyway, I'm really interested with the gameplay, even though it has an idle combat base, but we will have a chance to explore the open world and be able to interact with the NPC around us. It doesn't have any chance of doing free grinding because the enemy will only respawn once we are following the main mission only. Honestly, the game reminds me of playing a Final Fantasy. The way they made the boss monster in a huge size is really represent the Final Fantasy game. Probably they got some inspiration by that game. Stellar Traveler is the best gacha RPG 2025, no pay to win game. King Arthur Legends Rise. If you are tired of an anime art style, then you can try this game. It has the most realistic game gacha with a turn-based system. The game has a western character design with cool equipment of the armor that seems like a knight of the empire. Anyway, it has a role-playing game base where we should follow the main mission to enjoy the story. The game has an open world concept and we can find a hidden treasure by exploring the area, especially on the corner one. Overall, I really enjoy how the game has a very good skill showcase. It's not pretty flashy and able to cast the skill faster. So I assume it's kind of a fast-paced combat as a realistic game gacha, with full of voiceover making all players able to see the real characteristic of each hero. The combat mechanism is quite complex. We should find out the enemy's weakness to boost the damage. Every skill will need a certain amount of energy that we can recharge by attacking the enemy. King Arthur Legends Rise is quite free to play friendly gacha games in the early game so far. Anyway, the developer behind this game is Netmarble. You can comment on your experience then, but surely it's really worth to play in 2025 for Android and iOS. YGGDRA Re. What a cute game gacha. It has a very unique design with a short head and bigger head size, making this game even funnier to play. All of the voiceover is way too attractive. I can listen to their conversation all day long actually. The gameplay mechanism is really simple. All of the heroes will have 4 gauge meter box that we can fill up by casting a skill. The skill of each hero will be deployed randomly every turn we start. So we don't have any chance of selecting the skill as we wanted. The patient waiting for your skill is really important to make a combo and push the gauge meter directly. There are some features we can do like equipment dungeon, single PvP or even group PvP. Push your rank on the global league to earn a higher reward. Anyway, YGGDRA Re is not really free to play friendly because most of the time I use the gacha features. I only get 1-star hero. How about you? Legend of Kingdoms Idle RPG. You will not believe it. Can you see how many SSR hero I have? I got 5 SSR heroes and all of them I got freely since I started the game within less than 15 minutes. I would appreciate the game's developer who's giving a chance to a newbie player to enjoy the story in the earlier game. Anyway, it has a dungeon-based game. We should clear the current stage to move into the newest one. The combat mechanism is pretty easy. I highly recommend you to play it idly because we have so many powerful heroes on our side. In a few strikes, we can easily pass through the stage without needing any effort. As the game name is idle-based, so we will not find many stories. This game has a Chinese-based theme, from the character design, character name, ornament, and object around the battlefield area. Etherea Restart. When this game has an English version, I didn't expect it would release globally this fast. It doesn't need a lot of time to make the developer decide on the game to release globally. I guarantee it will release in 2025. The gameplay and how the game runs so smooth. really indicates if they are ready to bring it into global. This game has an open world base, but also there are some action we can do while exploring the world, like climbing the wall and also hanging on the higher object, but will give a freedom to the player on enjoying the engaging world. The game combat mechanism is a simple turn-based RPG game. Even as a newbie, I'm sure you will understand the combat mechanism easily. The one thing that you need to enjoy is the graphic and how the visual is one of the top tier anime games on mobile. Bonus, Brown Dust 2. This is the best strategy game that everyone will enjoy. It's not about the strategy only, but also the game will represent a rich storyline. So we'll have more than 5 different stories, and each of the stories will have a variety of the heroes that we can use. I highly recommend you all to enjoy the game by reading the storyline. It's pretty fun and sometimes we'll get some mystery. The combat mechanism is perfectly blended with some strategy, so we can use a knocking back action, throwing a grenade, and also casting a skill that will deal a wider area of effect range. These all are the best gacha games that I'm sure it's still worth playing in 2025. I really need your help to touch the like button to support us. See you on the next video. Thanks.